Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rachadash. Double honors to our elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace, love, salutations, and blessings to those that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nathaniel from GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson. And I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. And right here we are going into famine, the oncoming famine and plagues that are about to hit America. Okay, they're already here, and we're just waiting on everything to come into fruition. All right, so we have a video where I believe this is I can't remember who this guy is, but I've seen his face many times on these networks. And, he's saying that we just let the video play, but hey. Things in America, hey, this place is about to unravel and things are about to be very, very bad for a lot of people. All right. So we're going to go ahead and play this video and grab some precepts and wrap it up.
From empty shelves. And on Monday, Donald Trump met with the CEOs of the big retail stores, Walmart, Target, Home Depot, who told him that they could be 2 weeks away from empty shelves. And everyone in America walking into a Home Depot or a Target or a Walmart and seeing empty shelves would know exactly who to blame. They would blame the president, who is now polling disastrously on the economy and on his illegal and inane tariff war that he is decisively losing. A Reuters poll finds Donald Trump's approval rating on the economy is now 37%. 57% disapprove of how Donald Trump is managing or trying to manage inflation, which is to say increasing it. Polling shows 87% concerned about inflation, 86% worried about the cost of living, and 76% concerned about a recession. Donald Trump has said he couldn't care less if the price of cars goes up. He said, quote, "I couldn't care less if they raise prices." Spoken like a spoiled rich kid who grew up to be a rich Republican president riding in the back seat of government cars. On Monday, Donald Trump met.
All right. So you can see these these so-called white men, they're very angry about what their leader is doing. Okay. The dollar is collapsing. And on top of that, this tariff war is happening. All right. So we're going to start off with 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. And we're going to start off at the 22nd verse. And it says, "Suddenly shall the sown places places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." And all of these storehouses, these stores like Target, Walmart, Home Depot, Amazon, all of these different places, right, that have all of these goods that they provide for the people are going to be empty. And because Americans are no longer rural. All right, these people here, I didn't do it, and neither did any of these, the people, especially those people, the Israelites. We didn't have anything to do with this. They're the ones who turned this country into a wilderness, the land into a wilderness, to where a concrete jungle, to where you can't grow or grow food, and it's difficult to get water, and the natural element of the earth has been taken away. And they were the ones who did that shit. Okay, so now when these things collapse, you're not going to have any food or the ability to get any. If you don't have any land, the cities are going to be through, because you're not going to be able to produce any food. Okay, so you're going to get a lot, and in most people, their minds are already gone, so they're not going to think, okay, well, you know what? Let me go out and fish. Let me go out and start a garden. Let me go out and do this. Let me go out and do that. They're not going to think like that. They're gonna think to come take your stuff. Okay, what does the neighbor have down the street? All right, it says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they should be suddenly afraid. Like them sirens and stuff like that. You're going to hear war trumpets, right? Because America is going to be invaded, all right? This is the unwalled city, and it's going to be invaded by China and Russia, all right? And I can't say, but I believe that China, I can't say, I speak as a man, but I believe China and Russia has already, got plans to invade America, all right? So I'm going to continue on, and it says, and at that time shall friends fight against one another like enemies. I was just talking about how these people gonna come in and take your shit. It's a lot easier to go and take somebody else's stuff than fend for yourself. Okay, you get these doomsday preppers and them prepped all this stuff. Well, it's easier, and you're gonna have factions against factions. Okay, you're gonna have those people that want to take your stuff versus those people who want to stop you, that want to protect their stuff, and these things are gonna happen, and there's gonna be a lot of death. There's gonna be a lot of chaos, a lot of anarchy, right? And this is exactly what they need and what they want. And on top of that, just like we've seen in Europe, how they said it started with Spain. Right, it's going to be a power outage, and the water is not going to run. All right. And it says, and the earth shall stand still in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Okay. So there's not going to be any water. And most people don't know how to get water or how to survive. They can't survive without water. All right. So the sewer systems are going to back up. All that stuff is going to stop flowing because, all of that stuff is electrical. And then, you're going to have disease that's going to start spreading because the sewers are going to eventually come up out of the sewer and start polluting the streets. And then you're going to have diseases like cholera that are going to start running rampant amongst people. Okay. Let's see. What causes cholera?
Cholera is caused by the bacterium Vibrio cholerae.
And it says cholera is caused by the bacterium Vibrio cholerae, which releases toxins into the small intestines, leading to severe diarrhea, dehydration. The bacteria are typically found in contaminated water and food, often due to unsanitary disposal of human feces. All right. If you want, I just read to you the definition, so I'm not going to put it up, but that's going to cause widespread disease. And if you already have a weak immune system, right, you're going to die. And most Americans are fat and out of shape. They eat bullshit food constantly, so they don't have any type of immune defense to anything. So are you going to die? All right. And it's just period, point blank. And then those people are going to die. And then the stink from their bodies are going to go up, and the rotten, decaying flesh is going to cause more disease. And, it's just going to be terrible. All right. It's going to be terrible. Okay. And this is all prophecy. This is all prophecy. So, the main man's DJ Trump. All right. That's the guy that's about to do it. He's about to call World War III. Okay. And America's about to be destroyed. All right. All right, so this is Ecclesiasticus of the Book of Sirach, chapter 14 and 5. And it reads, "He that is evil to himself, to whom will he do good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods." And this is the evil ruler Okay, that the evil ruler that is ruling America right now. He's cutting all ties with his enemies. I mean, with his friends, right, and making his friends into enemies, and he's destroying his own nation. Okay, and let's go to this isn't what I wanted. It was just in my head, Salakia. I think it's Isaiah 14. Is it? Is it? 13. I was right. Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13 and 9. And it says, Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. The only people that can sin is the Israelites. And where are the Israelites mostly concentrated at? Here in North America. Okay. What does the scripture say? The northern and southern kingdom was oppressed together. Okay. And that's right here in Babylon. It says, and he shall destroy, 14, for the stars of heaven and the constellation thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And that's going into those nuclear missiles. The smoke from the nuclear missiles pelting this place is going to block out the sun. It's going to be a lot. Okay. And it says, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease and lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. And we've seen, how these devils, like right now, they're trying to go into to Menafaso. I can't remember the name of that country to take their resources, but the African leader, he's riling up the youth of that country to fight back against these imperialism, because your time is up. Okay. Your time is up. Okay. All right. And it says, and I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. And those men are going to be the men of the Lord. Okay. Specifically the elect of the Lord. It's going to be those men that are going to be made precious, because you're going to be able to tell the difference between the elect man and these everyday people out here, because it's going to be something about these elect men. They're not going to be suffering like everybody else. I was just talking to a brother, about what's going on right now, where you have a lot of men that's suffering. Hey, man, through the Spirit of the Lord, hey, the Lord's going to, he's going to take us up out of all this stuff, man. Okay. And it says, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall be removed out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. Okay. And verse 14, and it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, that every man shall turn to his own people and flee everyone on into his own land. And that's what's happening. You have all the Chinese telling, if you got people in Israel, you need to get out of there. You got all these other countries, all these other immigrants that came over here saying, you know what, to hell with America, let's get on out of here. Because this place is falling apart by the seams. It's no longer, it was never it anyway. Okay. That's the lie that they perpetuated, that America was actually, a beacon of a shining ray of hope and light in the world. It was never that. It was, America was created on rape, rob, murder, extreme brutality, pillaging the land, and oppression. Okay. All right. That's what America was founded upon. And you got these proud devils who thinking, that they're going to be able to continue in the same manner as they have been. And they're not. Okay. Everything that's happened is the prophecy of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. They think that they're so smart. They're so smart that they can plan all these things and it's just going to go this way. Oh, this plan is just going to happen. No, bro. The plans that you're putting into place are the plans of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. He's putting it on your spirit to do that. And you're not going to escape the judgment. Because as much as this judgment that's happening is for Jake, it's for you too. That's why it says that that's why it says in verse 11, I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. Because China proud, America proud, Russia proud. Shit, even Africa, the impoverished nations trying to come back into power, they proud too. Okay? So the Lord is about to put all that down and humble everybody. A pride was not created for men. All right? So all this is about to go away. And this is the book of Job. Where is it? Job 14 and 5, and it says, seeing that his days are determined, right? His days are determined. The number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So you think that you're going to go to a certain level and you're going to, you're going to break through that. And now you're just going to be, you're going to be in control. You're going to be that guy. No, that's not going to happen. All right. You think that you're going to be able to continue on in the way that you have and run the world into the ground. No, that's not going to happen. Okay. What's really going to happen is that the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son is going to come down and destroy you and put you back in your place. But before that, he's going to start to tear down your kingdom. And that's exactly what's happening now. Okay. You're trying to put things together and they're falling apart just as fast as you're putting them together. There's no way that you're going to be able to continue with your enterprise, Salakia. Okay. You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to be stagnant and you're going to be destroyed. That's what's going to happen. Very, very soon. It's already happening. I mean, you got DJ Trump in there, which I believe this man to be Nero because he's straight burning everything down. It's just not making physical fires. Okay. And then what else did I have? So let's go to I had another precept in mind. Salakia. What precept did I have? Give me 1 second. Maybe it come back to mind. This is Job 20 and 23. And it says, I'm going to start at verse 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And that's when, those are all the workers. Okay. Those are all the people that have been working for the system. They gonna turn against this thing. And it says, when he's about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast his fury. Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and that's Yahweh Shai, and rain it upon him while he is eating. So when it says eating, when he's in his completion phase, when he thinks that he's about to put the capstone on everything, and everything is all done, and everything is finished, right, and he's accomplished everything, right? Because according to Esau, this 2025 thing, this is all a well put together plan by them to collapse everything. Okay. And it says, he will flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. And that's talking about those thermonuclear missiles that are going to come out their silos and shoot around the world and destroy this place. Okay. So this place is done. All right, real soon, just get ready. Real soon, you're going to see a massive famine in America. And as a matter of fact, let's go to go to 2 Ezra 15, and we'll close out on this one. I'm going to start here at verse 6, but I'm going to skip down a little bit. It says, as a matter of fact, verse 5, it says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And all these things are happening right now as we speak. The plagues are coming. The plagues are here or building up. We see the sword building up. We see famine building up. And a product of a plague, sword, and famine is death and destruction. Okay. And it says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. You purposefully collapsing the economy so you can kill and starve everybody out. It says, therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer those things. Neither will I suffer in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth out unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. All right. And that's us when we be putting up these curses and those that are even in the spirit world, telling Lord, man, this is some horrible shit. The way that Esau got this system set up is for pure oppression in every corner in America. And now you Edomite men are now feeling that, this guy right here, right? His people, they're going to start feeling that. And now they're going to start lashing out because they thought that they were a part of the in crowd. And you're not part of the in crowd, bro. Esau was just using you to oppress the Israelites. And now that your usefulness is done, because he's already called you useless eaters and feeders, man. Who do you think he was talking to? All right. You think that Amalek cares about you? He don't care about you. It's the same. He feel the same way about you as he do about the Israelites. Well, he feels slightly worse about the Israelites because, but you in the same boat, man. He'll kill you off just like he'll kill us off, man. No hesitation. All right, I'm going to continue on. And it says, verse 9 says, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. All right. So I'm going to skip down a little bit. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand and fight up, and people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there should be sedition among men, because it's going to get to a point now where people are going to turn against their government. And that's already happening. They don't have no confidence in their government and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Those are your government officials, and the course of their action shall stand in their own power. All right. So I'm going to skip down a little bit. At verse 19, I'm going to close out on this. And it says, a man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And this is America that's about to happen. very, very soon. So with that, I want to end it off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to our elders, the apostles, the great millstone. Until next time, I say shalom.